Here, let's sit back here. It's the fastest seat. It's our last trip of the season. Oh, no, I don't want to sit back here. There's no cushion.
Yeah. Hey, Ted, you got your key so I can get that trash going?
Why don't you just grab the tank ride in my home? Here's my keys. Take all my keys.
Okay.
There's a green one on there for the beer. And I think Ted's got my keys to the mule.
Okay. Want me to get your mule key back, too?
Yeah, whenever he's done with it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Hesston Scenic Railroad. Keep words of safety as we depart. Please remain seated while the train is in motion. Keep your hands and feet inside the car. Riding behind our flagship locomotive, Train number 7. She's a 67-ton wood-burning logging locomotive built in 1929 in Lima, Ohio. The locomotive is designed to pull up very steep hills and go around sharp curves at low speed. Ran at the New Mexico Lumber Company, Oregon Lumber Company, Black Hills Central Railroad in the Dakotas before coming to the Hesston Steam Museum. We restored her twice, once from 1970 to 1975, and once in time for our 2006 Labor Day weekend show. All volunteer work, both times. We're proud to have it running today as our flagship engine. Approaching on our left. Looks like those monsters got out the steamroller to do something that I like to call the monster mash. Approaching on your left is our volunteer campground, our home over the weekend. Everyone you see working on this historic steam equipment today is a volunteer. We are an all-volunteer organization here, 100% not-for-profit. They've been all volunteers since we started in 1956. Now, just up the hill from the volunteer campground is the volunteer cemetery. And this is where we can dig up an extra hand if we need it out here, you know. Conversation I had with the engine crew before we left Hesston Junction. A conversation that could affect the rest of our lives. You see, we've decided to take this train over abandoned rails. They haven't been traveled since the year 1859 because we want to figure out if an old legend around these parts has any truth to it. The story goes a little like this. on a chilly autumn evening, much like tonight. Bones Jones, engineer, Freddie fireman, Hobo Harry, and a train of passengers much like yourselves were traveling through the deep Hesston woods and were never seen or heard from again. No one knows what happened to that train on that fated day, but we have a theory. We have a theory that a mad lumberjack had his way with that train. Because you see, before 1859, there was this lumberjack cutting down trees, making substantial profits off the new townhomes, condominiums, and casinos being built in the New Buffalo area. And as you can imagine, he was not very happy with the railroad when we began to take away his livelihood. Which is why we believe that this missing train, Bones Jones and all those people, might have something to do with this mad lumberjack. But we've never been able to figure out what really happened on that fated day, if that mad lumberjack flew around. I think we have the crew for us, ready to take this train through the haunted woods. I just have one question for all of you. Who all is coming with me? On the count of 3, I need everyone to scream at the top of your lungs if you really want to take this train over the abandoned rails. Or if you just want to get off and walk back, take one last look at the Doc Soda Fountain and get a milkshake or something for the ride home. I mean, it's up to you. But if you really want to take this trip, I need you to give me one big scream on 3 to let me and the engineer know you're coming. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't think they heard it up there. Okay? I think we need to scream a little bit louder. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, you heard us, folks. The next stop is the pumpkin patch, followed by the haunted woods. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now aboard the Hesston Ghost Train! Excuse me. The pumpkin patch, the final point of safety before the haunted woods. I see some signs left for us. Danger, haunted railroad, and I'd go back if I were you. Take a look at that Indiana sunset out there, folks. That might be the last time you ever see the sun. Of course, winter is ahead. You probably won't see it again anyway. Approaching our right. Wonder who lives out here. Oh, why, it's the 1313 Mockingbird Lane, of course. Folks, I just got a message from the engineer that there are giant spiders ahead. Can't assume any responsibility passed by a Martian landing site. You see it back there? I think we can hear something. I'd go back if I were you. I'd go back. And who's over here at the Red Cross Bank on the right? A white Dracula is in at the blood bank. Also, nations are welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, for an excellent cause, I want you to donate blood to me. And on the right, the engineer's slopes that pays respects to the remains of Ghost Jones, the engineer, the man at the helm of that fated train those many years ago. So long, Bones. It's the house where there is a Hesston special air conditioned room. And yes, I can see those would be quite air conditioned. And they have recently opened a new pool on the right at the haunted log. Swim in there if you dare. I think that's more like him. And on your left is the old Hesston Gold Mine. Many have rumored about the riches held deep within the mine. I have heard of a man who came out with a couple quarters once. And approaching on the right, it is the witch's lair, and she invites us to snap for a spell. And look, she's modernized. But I'll let you let it through. And on your left, an old Hesston graveyard. A not so tiny grave of Tiny, Engineer Ed, Joe, and there is a vacancy. The headless saw horseman up ahead would be happy to take any inquiries to fill that vacancy. And also on the left, we're approaching a 5-star restaurant here at Hesston, although I don't think they're going to get a great Yelp review from these folks. They've been waiting a few years for their check, I think. Let's check in with the engineer, folks. We got some warning signs ahead. Conductor the engineer, conductor the engineer. We have some warning signs up here. Can you read them?
I don't believe it. I'm looking for that right now. I don't see anything.
Uh-oh, the engineer wasn't paying attention. And the signs say, track out ahead. We're not going to stop, folks. We don't have any track. Hold on! Folks, I think I lost a few teeth going down that incline at that speed as well. But remind me next time to find an engineer who didn't have a burrito for lunch. I think we made it. We made it out of the haunted woods and found out what happened to Bones Jones and those passengers. Just got one final question here. Did Anyone see a gravestone marked the Mad Lumberjack? I don't think I saw one, but I can't imagine he'd still be around. Have to be pretty old to be still around in this day and age. What's this on our right? It's a logging camp ahead. I don't know what to make of that. That must be some old sign. Have been logging camps in this region for years. Watch out for the comrades chasing after you. Man, folks, I'm sorry about that. I didn't think those guys would still be around. But, you know, you got to hand it to them. They really got it together for being that old. I mean, he doesn't look a day over 139. Hesston Junction, the final stop for this train. Make sure you have all your personal belongings. Again, Hesston Steam Museum is a 100% all not-for-profit volunteer-based organization. Every dollar that comes in goes right back into keeping these machines in order. We invite you back the first two weekends of December for the Candy Cane Express and Toys and Tots Toy Drive. Take a ride through the Winter Wonderland on the Hesston Steam Museum. If you needed any closed coaches, got Santa Claus on the grounds, and if you bring a toy for Toys and Tots, you'll receive a free train ride. One final request as we enter the station, please remain seated until the train comes to a full complete stop and the engineer gives one short blast of the whistle indicating the train brakes are set. And if you just please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop, it'd be greatly appreciated. Have a safe drive home, rest of your weekend. Hope to see you back here real soon. This is Hesston Junction. Watch your step.